Welcome to Spectrum Sphere, your gateway to a diverse world of discovery. Today, we're delving into the life of Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt. If you're intrigued by the blend of myth and history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's begin our journey back in time. Cleopatra Sesephoth, born in 69 BC, was not, as many believe, purely Egyptian. She descended from a line of Greek Macedonians, the Ptolemaic Dynasty, established by Ptolemy I, a general of Alexander the Great. This blending of cultures unmistakably shaped the legendary queen she was destined to become. The Ptolemaic Dynasty was established by Ptolemy I Soter, one of Alexander the Great's most trusted generals. After Alexander's death in 323 BC, his empire was divided and Ptolemy seized Egypt, declaring himself pharaoh. This began a long-lasting dynasty that expertly fused Greek and Egyptian cultures, setting the stage for rulers like Cleopatra. Born into ruling prestige, Cleopatra was far from ordinary. Trained in the arts of politics and diplomacy, she mastered several languages and studied a range of subjects from philosophy to astronomy. This education molded Cleopatra into a shrewd leader, equipped with the tools to navigate the turbulent political landscape ahead. However, Cleopatra's path to power was fraught with familial discord. The Ptolemaic tradition of sibling marriages often led to bitter power struggles. Cleopatra's early reign saw her jostling for control against her brother husband, Ptolemy XIII. Theirs was a chess game for the throne, full of schemes and betrayals. In accordance with Egyptian custom and Ptolemaic precedents, Cleopatra co-ascended to the throne with her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII. The power-sharing arrangement was precarious from the start, as both siblings eyed sole rule. This tumultuous co-regency laid the groundwork for Cleopatra's storied reign and her legendary political maneuvers. After securing her power, Cleopatra sought to strengthen her position against her adversaries. Her pivotal first encounter with Julius Caesar was both a bold political move and a personal gamble. Cleopatra famously had herself smuggled inside a rug to meet Caesar, igniting a partnership that would alter the course of history. Cleopatra's astuteness led her to secure a political alliance with Rome, the superpower of the era. This pivotal move had a twofold purpose: to stabilize her reign in Egypt and to gain a powerful protector in the form of Julius Caesar, a liaison that promised mutual benefits amid a backdrop of turbulence. As Cleopatra's relationship with Julius Caesar blossomed, so did her power. Their affair was not just a meeting of hearts, but of minds, seeking mutual political gain. For Cleopatra, it was a chance to reinforce her status as queen, while for Caesar, it represented a strategic alliance with a key ally in the East. In the year 47 BCE, Cleopatra solidified her bond with Julius Caesar with the birth of a son, whom they named Ptolemy Philopator Caesar, more commonly known as Caesarion. This child represented a fusion of Egyptian and Roman potential, symbolizing hope for future stability and unity between the two great civilizations. The assassination of Julius Caesar in 44 BCE sent shockwaves through Rome, and its aftershocks were felt in Egypt. Cleopatra's political leverage in Rome was threatened, and the uncertainty of her nation's future became palpable. The delicate alliance she had forged was at the brink of collapse. In the wake of chaos, Cleopatra saw opportunity with another influential Roman, Mark Antony. As part of the ruling triumvirate, Antony summoned Cleopatra to discuss Egypt's loyalty. Their meeting evolved into a strategic partnership and an impassioned romance, repositioning Egypt as a formidable contender in the Roman political arena. Under Cleopatra's reign, Egypt experienced a cultural renaissance. Alexandria, her capital, became a center of scholarship and commerce. Cleopatra herself was multilingual and patronized the arts and sciences. This period also saw economic prosperity, as her policies stabilized Egypt's currency and expanded its international trade networks. Historians recount the famed encounter in Tarsus, where Cleopatra sailed in on a golden ship with purple sails. So majestic was her entry, adorned like Aphrodite, the goddess of love, that it captivated Mark Antony. Their meeting underscored Cleopatra's political savvy and charisma, setting the stage for their storied romance and alliance. As Cleopatra aligned with Mark Antony, Rome faced its own tumult. It was an era marked by the end of the Roman Republic and the rise of the empire. Power was a prize fought over by the likes of Octavian, Antony, and Lepidus in the uneasy Second Triumvirate, setting a stage for conflict. Tensions escalated when Octavian, Julius Caesar's adoptive son and heir, took issue with Antony's union with Cleopatra. This triggered a political showdown, as Octavian sought to preserve Rome's republicanism against what he framed as the threat of Eastern despotism. Thus, the stage was set for a historical clash, an inevitable war for control. The showdown culminated in 31 BC with the Battle of Actium, a naval confrontation pivotal to the course of history. Cleopatra and Antony's forces faced Octavian's legions in a fight that would determine not just the fate of Egypt, but the future of the Roman Empire itself. In the face of growing challenges, Cleopatra leveraged her political astuteness to maintain her power. She cultivated strong alliances, engaged in economic reforms to strengthen Egypt's wealth, and utilized her charisma to reinforce her image as a divine ruler, ensuring her place in the hearts and minds of her people. As the Roman Empire expanded, the independence of Egypt began to wane. Cleopatra's alliances had preserved autonomy for a time, but the shadow of Roman dominance grew ever larger. The once great kingdom faced undeniable pressure as it teetered on the brink of becoming another Roman province. In the grim aftermath of the Battle of Actium, the defeat crippled the morale of both Cleopatra's Egypt and Mark Antony's forces. With their naval fleet decimated, political leverage lost, and Rome's legions closing in, Octavian stood poised to seize the reins of Egypt, spelling an end to its ancient monarchy. As Cleopatra's fate hung in the balance, Roman propaganda painted her as a foreign seductress, a manipulator threatening the very fabric of Rome. Octavian cleverly used such narratives to justify his forthcoming invasion, turning public sentiment against the queen and framing his campaign as a crusade to save Roman virtue and values. In a desperate bid to preserve her crumbling empire, Cleopatra embarked on a series of diplomatic endeavors. She sought alliances, amassed her depleted forces, and even opened her treasuries, offering treasures to those who would support her cause against the encroaching power of Rome, led by the relentless Octavian. As the grip of Rome tightened, Cleopatra and Mark Antony faced their final stand. Misled by false news of Cleopatra's death, Antony fell on his sword. The queen, grief-stricken and defeated, orchestrated her own demise, famously using an asp's venom. Thus ended the lives of Egypt's last pharaoh and her Roman lover. The mystery surrounding Cleopatra's death endures, with numerous theories in play. Some suggest the lethal bite of an asp, while others propose poison concealed in a basket of figs. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, these speculations add to the legend, painting a picture of a queen choosing death over dishonor. After Cleopatra's demise, Egypt, the last bastion of Hellenistic rule, succumbed to Roman power. Octavian annexed Egypt as a Roman province, seamlessly integrating its vast wealth into the empire. This marked a significant transformation as Rome tightened its grip, ushering in a new era of imperial dominance over the Mediterranean. Cleopatra's death marked the end of an era, but her legacy endured through her children, especially Caesarion, whom Octavian executed to prevent any future claims to power. The fates of her children with Mark Antony were varied. While some were assimilated into Roman nobility, others disappeared from historical records, their stories untold. The image of Cleopatra has been romanticized and mystified throughout history. Was she the seductive siren of Western lore, or a shrewd stateswoman of ancient texts? The truth likely lies somewhere in between. Unraveling the myth, we find a leader who was politically astute, culturally savvy, and strategically bold. Cleopatra's allure has transcended time, deeply influencing art, literature, and popular culture. Her life has inspired countless paintings, plays, and films, often highlighting her romance with Rome's icons. Yet, these representations also mirror the society that creates them, reflecting evolving perspectives on gender, power, and ethnicity. In contemporary times, Cleopatra remains a figure of fascination, her story reimagined through various lenses. Modern media has portrayed her as a complex leader, often with a focus on her political acumen instead of mere seduction. This shift reflects today's emphasis on the multifaceted roles of women in history and power. Cleopatra's legacy endures, transcending the era of pharaohs to echo through the corridors of time. As the last pharaoh of an ancient empire, she shaped not only the destinies of those she ruled, but also the course of world history, leaving an indelible mark on how female leadership is perceived and remembered. Thank you for discovering the story of Cleopatra with us here on Spectrum Sphere. If you enjoyed delving into the past and uncovering the legacy of one of history's most enigmatic figures, please remember to like and subscribe for more diverse explorations. Join us next time, and until then, keep your curiosity alive.